So what is up, guys? How you doing? Thank you guys for coming back to the channel. I am actually on my way to the body shop right now as we speak, and it is pouring. It's pouring. Look at this. Got some crazy weather right now. But anyhow, real excited. Got some cool things to talk about. We got sexy time up on the lift. We've been doing a lot of body work to it. As far as the engine bay goes, on the underside of the car, we have a lot of work being done as well. Another thing too, Mustang week is right around the corner. I'm not sure how many days I'm gonna be out there. I know I can't do the full week because I got a lot of stuff going on in the shop and at my tattoo shop as well. But I'm only 2.5 hours away from South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. So I am gonna make it out there and try to be there for at least 2-3 days. Quick update, we got so many parts coming in for the coupe project, for sexy time, as we like to call her. I got differential parts coming in. Fine decided to pull a trigger on a differential. I know in my last video I said I was gonna leave the differential the way it was, but I decided no, let's just go ahead and do it. So I just got the differential back from getting powder coated. I went ahead and bought a spool. I'm not gonna be using a carrier or anything like that. I decided to just make something that's a little bit more unbreakable. I'm not daily driving this car every day, so I said, you know what, there's a lot of guys that drive with a spool and not much of a big deal. I pretty much haven't had time to work on it myself this week. I've been in and out. I was in New York this last week tattooing. I'm back in town, so that means I'm ready to rock, and all is well when it comes to that. So let's see what happens when we get back to the shop. Hopefully this weather clears out a little bit, because man, it is pouring. Okay, so here we are right now. Basically, this is where I'm at. It's really messy right now. Sorry, guys. Didn't have time to clean up, but we're still working on this engine bay here. Let me tell you, this is a lot of freaking work, man. A lot of work, a lot of grinding on this engine bay. And when I got the car had this weird, like, rubberized. It's actually right here. Had this weird, like, rubberized feel on it. I don't know what the hell it is, man, but we had to, we put some lacquer thinner on it. It kind of made it a little bit softer and easier to grind, so that kind of took us a while because of that. But I don't have much battery on my GoPro, so I'm gonna go through this as quick as I can. Shout out to LMR making these aprons, man. If you guys are looking for aprons, I really recommend these. They fit very well. We didn't have any issues with putting these on. It was a really good fit. We just cleaned up everything, we mocked it up, we marked everything, came in with the air chisel, and basically took these two pieces of metal apart, take out the old one, and slap these in, tack weld them. We first kind of used screws as you can see over here, some self-tapping screws to kind of hold them in place, and then we're gonna grind them out, and we're gonna weld in those areas and all of that. We still got a lot of work to do on the inside over here in the towers, on the inside, welding all these in, and we're gonna basically sand all this down to bare metal, and we're gonna spray an epoxy primer from SPI, I believe is the name of the brand of the epoxy primer that we're gonna be using. But yes, so this is where we're at right now with the build as far as where we're going. I'm hoping by next week we'll have this primered and ready for some paint. And then as far as the bottom of the car goes, we also are doing work there as well. All right, cool. So we're underneath the vehicle now. Transmission tunnel pretty much almost squared away. Like I said, a lot of man hours here trying to get all of this done. These subframe hinges are coming off. I got some from LMR, some SVE ones. Wasn't trying to get too fancy with it. I think that those work totally fine. I have them on my other car and they work really well. They're the ones that actually tie up to the seats. So yeah, so just underneath this tunnel here, just grinding away and trying to get as close as I can to everything. Now we gotta come in with some specialized tools and, you know, just try to get these little corners and stuff like that. These little areas here are very difficult to get into. As you can see, everything is gonna be nicely grinded and prepped for work. Torque boxes, I got some torque box reinforcements that I will share in another video once we start doing that installation. But yes, I still have all of this section in here that we gotta do. And like I said, just very time consuming, as all work is, you know, all good work takes time, you know, so can't wait to actually get this going, man. But yes, we do got some progress on sexy time. I will go ahead and show you. We just got differential from the powder coat. My powder coat guy did a really good job on this. I did like a, I know it looks kind of glossy, but it's actually like it's supposed to be like a matte, you know, it has a little semi-gloss kind of finish to it. But you know what, looks really good. And I got a bunch of good goodies for it. I got a Ford Racing cap that's gonna go on the back on this. So it's gonna look really good. Can't wait to get all this stuff in there. There to there. A lot of work, a lot of work. All right guys, I'm back. I really apologize. I had to run through that really quick. Like I said before, I only had like 5% of my battery on my GoPro, and unfortunately it was my fault. I thought I had the right battery, but I didn't. So I'm back home, and I just kind of wanted to give you a rundown on some of the stuff that I was talking about when we were in the body shop. Now, as far as the floor pan goes and the actual engine bay, 3 tools that we are mainly using right now to really kind of knock down that paint or any kind of undercoating that you may have on your vehicle right now. Number 1, I'm using a flap disc on my grinder, like a 40 grit. You could pick these things up anywhere, Home Depot, Lowe's, or any supplier that does any kind of body work or anything like that. Actually, hold on one second, I got one here. Here, I got it. So something like this, you could hook it up to your grinder right here, flap disc. I'm sure you guys have seen something like this at your store. Lowe's or Home Depot should carry it, you know. Yeah, this thing works awesome. It's great, but I would buy a lot of them because you know, you're gonna go through them really quick. So make sure you get enough for this. Another tool that we were using that's actually really good is a wire brush that connects to your grinder. I picked it up at Harbor Freight. I mean, they're super cheap. I will buy a couple of them. Sorry, my GoPro is going out. So I will buy a couple of those too, but just be careful. I'm just gonna warn you right now that those little wires can fly right off your off the actual wheel, and they can go everywhere and they will stab you. And I got a lot of stabs all over my arm, so I would probably wear like a long sleeve shirt or something like that, because it's gonna go right through your skin. I think I have a video. I'll try to put that up.
You got it? Yeah, I'm good. I'm recording. Oh, that was nothing. Oof. Any more? No, there's another yet. Oh, one
So wear your proper eye protection with that because it flies everywhere, but it really is effective and it works well. So just be careful with that. And the next thing that we did use a lot from a regular cutoff, well, you know, one of these handheld cutoff wheel tools that, oh, shit. Another thing that works really well for this is 3M sells these roll and lock discs that kind of hook up to like a cutoff wheel. That it's awesome because it's really small and you can get to little small tight places. And it's a lot lighter than holding that grinder up in the air constantly. So that's a really good tool that you could use as well. I really recommend that very much. That thing eats up like crazy, and they sell them like in 40 grit. They're little green pads that you could put on there, and you can get everywhere around the car. So I would really recommend that when you're working on the floor pan on the bottom, trying to get through all those little torque box areas and, you know, all the little grooves and all that. That's going to be good. Now I know you guys seen the video. There's a lot of areas I still haven't been able to get to. You know, the guys at work are helping me out with this project, so when we have time we jump onto this. If we're not working on another project, it's been a little tough because we have a lot of work right now in the shop. So you know, the process is, you know, moving a little bit slower than what I thought it was, but I'm hoping by next week we'll be able to get primer onto that car. Last week I had ordered some parts for the back, the differential. Now I'm real excited about it because, like I had mentioned in the previous video, I was just gonna put my stock rear end and, you know, just call it a day, and then, you know, hopefully you don't mess anything up, and, you know. But I started thinking about it, and I think it's kind of important with the kind of power we're gonna have on this. You know, you never know, axle goes flying out or something like that. You know, destroy my car, hurt myself, or hurt somebody else. You know, so I decided to go with 35 spline axles from Strange. I got a spool and C-clip eliminators. It's a kit. You can get by them on LMR. I think it's like $5.99. I think it's a really good price. So now I think about it sometimes and I'm like, well, driving with a spool, how's that going to be? From what I've heard and from the people that do have them, they tell me it's not much of a big deal. Yes, you know, when you're turning, you're going to hear a little bit of that other tire trying to come out, you know, it's gonna squeal a little bit, but it's not a big deal. This car is not a daily driving. I'm not gonna be daily. Fuck. So, with that being said, one of the questions that I asked myself is like, hey, having a spool on a car it's not gonna be really a track car. Is that cool? Is that safe? Is that dangerous? You know, it's probably uncomfortable. I don't know. From the people that I've spoken to, some guys drive with it, they don't have a problem with it at all. I'm not planning on driving this car in the rain. I'm not planning on, you know, driving this car every day. It's not a daily driver. It's just something that I could take to shows and just mess around every once in a while on the weekends. So I'm not really worried about, you know, comfortability when it comes to that. So I thought this might be the most effective, budget-friendly, you know, way to go when it comes to differential. Torque boxes. I went with a BMR reinforcement torque box kit. It brings like an upper and lower box kit that you hook up to your torque boxes. The upper one is kind of interesting. I was like, at first I was like, it looks like a lot of stuff is going on there. But after looking at the design for a while, I'm like, I'm gonna see if this thing works. You know, I like the look of it. I think it's gonna perform well. I did do my research and did some digging in and asking a couple of people, and the people that do have it, they say they had no problems or no issues with it. They said the installation was pretty easy and it works really well. It really stiffens the back up. It's gonna help, you know, help you guys out. For those that are, you know, at the track or the street or whatever, ripping your torque boxes, that's like infamous with Fox bodies. The upper torque boxes is really cool because it has a tubular rod that goes all across and it bolts onto your chassis, and it kind of strengthens that upper torque box. And the lower ones actually have a plate that just inlays inside the torque box. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's gonna work well. I'm not sure. I'm gonna be the guinea pig here. I'll tell you guys if it sucks. I'll let you know the installation is not good, or if it's terrible. I guess we're gonna see if this is really gonna work well or not. All right, guys. The topic I really wanted to touch up on before we end this video is Mustang week. Finally, it is here. Everybody's excited. Last year was a bust. COVID screwed everything up. And even though COVID's coming back around again, hopefully we don't have an issue in the next couple of weeks. But so, like I said, as a kid, I always wanted to go to Mustang week. I remember being looking at magazines, seeing all the pictures and all of that cool stuff, man. And I was never able to go. I didn't have the money, and I lived in Miami. I was really far away, and there was no way for me to get there. But now I live in North Carolina, so I'm a lot closer than I was when I was younger. I'm only 2 hours and 20 minutes away, so I'm gonna be there this year, finally. I got my Fox. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna have her on the trailer because I don't want to waste money on tires, because I've been doing some burnouts lately, and I mean, who the hell wants to spend money on tires, you know? Trailer the hatch out there, even though she can drive and make it, you know, she drives well, not a problem. It's just, like I said, trying to save money on the tires. So I will not be able to be there the full week. I'm only going to be there from the 7th to the 11th. I have a lot of stuff going on with the business back here at home, and I'm not going to be able to take that much time off. And I just came back from New York, so I really don't have much time. But I am going to be out there. And if any of you guys are following me on my Instagram, please let me know you're going to be out there. I would love to meet you guys. I'd love to finally talk to some of you guys that, you know, we follow each other and stuff like that. So please hit me up, DM me, let me know where you're going to be at, what event you're going to be at. I'm going to be doing some of the ride stuff, the cruising. I think, yeah, the cruising's on Saturday, I believe. And I'm not really sure what days, what's going on, but I have to look at the calendar. But I know for sure Saturday I'm going to be doing the cruising. So, guys, please, once again, DM me. I want to meet you guys. Let me know you're going to be out there, have a cool time, talk a little bit about Fox bodies, and just be able to kick it, you know? So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching this this last video. I'm going to be having some more stuff coming up real soon. Hopefully, we'll be able to actually get our hands dirty and do like some instructional stuff together, and you can check that out. So, see you guys soon. Mustang week, baby. Here we come. Peace out.